Hi guys, Houston Curtis here for Card Sharp. First off, thanks for your patience. I know it's been a few months since I put out the bottom deal tutorial. Great response from it, by the way. Thank you so much. I'm glad it helped a lot of you guys. So I know a lot of you have been waiting for me to drop another big nugget, and I do not want to disappoint. So for my follow-up to the bottom deal, I wanted to share something big. Here it is, the second deal. You know, like the bottom deal, the second deal has many masters. There are many ways to execute it. I'll be covering several of those ways in $1 Million Mechanics, but today we're going to cover my favorite second deal, which is the strike second. The strike second deal originated with a mechanic named Walter Irving Scott. It was first printed in Phantom of the Card Table, a manuscript by Eddie McGuire that detailed Scott's work, and then later appeared in the Huger and Brownie Classic Expert Card Technique, and that's where it got the name strike second, because of the action the thumb makes when it hits the second card. It's basically striking it to pull it out. What this tutorial is not, it's not me telling you to push over this card and take the card underneath it. Right, we know that's the basic mechanics of a strike second. Now I know that some of you younger guys out there have been told that you don't need to perfect a second deal if you're a bottom dealer, or that people are either second dealers or bottom dealers. And I just like to go on the record and state that that is 100% horseshit. You know, today's modern mechanic is going to be well-rounded, not only in every aspect of card table artifice, but in other forms of advantage play. Why I feel it's so important for you to master the second deal is twofold. One, if you want to be taken seriously as a card mechanic, this is something you have to have in your arsenal. And two, in addition to getting you the money, it's also going to get you a lot of mileage in your act. There's all kinds of things you can do with this move once you've perfected it. I'm going to share with you some of the most important and often overlooked aspects. This tutorial is going to include two different ways to achieve the take. The big secret behind sailing seconds, which no one ever tells you, I will be revealing on this tutorial. Some of my personal practice drills that can get your chops up. A real world scenario on how a second deal is used under fire in a live ring game. And of course, a way to incorporate the second deal into your performance, allowing you to do more than just a second deal gambling demonstration. And stick around at the end of the video. I'm going to give some references of some really cool second dealing material that you can check out. So grab a deck of bordered playing cards, get relaxed, get yourself a Surface, prop the video up on your phone or your iPad or your laptop or whatever. Get your hands ready and just practice along with me as I take you through the different steps and nuances of the second deal. Let's get into it.
CardSharp.com.
Hey guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, I really hope you grab a deck of cards and practice along with me each step of the way as I bring you some pro wisdom and rarely shared nuggets of information that you'll be hard-pressed to find available almost anywhere else, especially on YouTube. And for those of you new to this move, a second deal allows the dealer to hold back the top card on the deck, dealing the second card underneath it while making it appear that he is dealing fairly. Let's take one more look at the deal from a borderless deck and then dive into the mechanics. I'm going to start out just by demonstrating the second deal with a borderless deck, which is the best deck to use when executing it. Placing and sailing. Let's get into the mechanics. So we're going to hold the deck in the mechanics grip, index finger on top, other three fingers curled around, the thumb on top of the deck at the far right. And you're going to use that thumb to push out the top card. Note, some of you may find it more comfortable to alter the grip slightly by placing the index finger more parallel with the rest of your fingers. And this finger position can vary depending on how many cards are left in the deck. Now the left thumb rests near the upper right corner, and you'll use that thumb to push the top card off to the right. The right thumb will strike the second card, and then as the card is being pulled out, the left thumb will slide the top card back in place. In order to extract the card, you're going to take it with the right thumb on top and the index or middle finger on the bottom, placing it directly on the table. Hey guys, quick note, what I'm talking about here is the way the card is taken, and you should practice taking it with your index finger and your second finger. Even alternating is a good idea. Alright, let's get back. You're going to place the card straight down, or straight on the table. Alright, and go first finger as well. Now at first, it's okay to have a big wide gap. Another quick point of reference, the gap between the top and second card is called a brief. Now the more you do this, the more you want to close that brief, okay? Let's do it slowly so you can see. All right, that brief is hardly visible anymore. Show you some close-ups of this. And now it's time to learn how to sail seconds. This time, you brace the bottom of the second card with the first finger, and your second finger gets into flicking position on the side of the card. Okay, you can either pull the card out and sail it, or you can start the sail from right there before the card is even taken fully out. But what's great about this is you can even sail it. You can use the leverage of that top card to give you even more speed and accuracy when dealing. You strike and... Hey guys, one thing I forgot to mention is that you need to learn to apply and release the right amount of pressure with the left thumb in order to make this work properly. Right here I'm already starting the sail. So you can start the sail while the card is still underneath, while your second card is still underneath the top card. Okay, and it actually gives you a lot of momentum that way. Alright, the other way is to pull it out, which is fine too. Start the pitch while it's still there, because you know, literally that's what a lot of guys do with actual tops when they're dealing professionally. You see how fast that is? Alright, well, that's seconds done the same way. Okay? Okay? And what does Erdnase teach us? Uniformity in action. But when you're dealing really fast, being able to use the top card to help sail the second is quite handy. Alright? That's fast dealing right there. Alright, so to recap, mechanics grip, left thumb slides the top card out just a fraction of an inch, the right thumb strikes the top of the card, and as you're pulling out, that second finger gets into sailing position while the first finger and thumb grip the card and you sail. Alright, this is a big revelation for most people, sailing it from right under that second card. If you are expected to look like a professional dealer, and sometimes you may be the dealer in the game who's partnered up with someone else in the game, then you need to deal like a professional. Now you can do your tops like this as well. Okay, just remember what Renee's taught us: uniformity in action. Okay? So, however you're going to do it the same when you're dealing seconds as you would when you're dealing straight. And that is why I give you both options. You know, depending on the game you're in, your dealing style might slightly change. I mean, there may be a game where everyone overhand shuffles and, you know, deals the cards real sloppy. If that's the case, you want to be doing that too. But know how to deal them professionally as well. And then, of course, you have your placing technique. All right. When placing seconds like this, I think it's best to do a push-off second. All right, which we're not going to get into in this lesson. But it just gives you more control in how the card sits on the table, because when you're placing strike seconds, they tend to want to turn a little. See how they're slanted? And again, if they're all slanted, that's fine, but that can be suspect for some people. See that slant? You want to avoid that, which is why I suggest sailing. Okay. Alright, say you're doing a trick, and suppose you had forced the ace of spades and controlled it to the top. Your spectator picks a number between 1 and 10. She picks 9, and magically 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You make her card appear exactly in the order that she chose. Just one of the, many things you can do with second deal.
How a pro might deal under fire.
Okay, I'll stack 4 aces. I'm going to put 2 aces on the bottom, 2 on the top. Alright, 2 aces on top, 2 on bottom. We're going to stack, real full stack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards on top of the first ace. So it's dealt in the 6th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we second deal the next ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and now we have the final 2 aces on the bottom of the deck. And we just dealt ourselves quads. Now let's get into some practice drills for the second deal that will get you sharp and keep you sharp.
Alright, drill number 1. We're going to place this second straight down onto the table through the entire deck and do it again and again. Drill number 2, we're going to do the same thing except sail the entire deck to a single location on the table. In drill 3, we're going to sail the entire deck around the table. And slowly begin to increase your speed as you go. In drill 4, we're going to alternate between placing and sailing. And feel free to practice with a metronome or with music just like we did on the bottom deal tutorial. Let's go back to the table audio real quick.
So work on your placing. Placing it, the second deal straight on the table, and pitching. Alright, so we're just going to alternate. Do one after the other.
Remember to use a bordered deck and shoot video of your practice sessions so you can monitor your progress.
So another big application for the second deal has always been having paper down or using marked cards. Recently, my friend Andrew from howtomarkcards.com sent me some luminous readers along with the glasses. I can't see shit. Anyway, thanks Andrew, and here's a little look at that. So dealing with marked cards takes a slightly different approach to the second deal. And the technique I use, I call it the wide mouth second. It's a rare technique that I don't even think it's been published. However, you can learn it for free at cardsharp.com. And all you got to do is sign up to become a site member. It's free. There's no charge at all. And then you'll have access to the video. And I'll also be putting some stuff up, maybe like a stud take for the strike second, and just other members only videos. As always, thanks for watching, guys. At the end of this video, I'm going to leave some cool resources for some other videos that utilize the second deal or give tips on the second deal that you should definitely check out. Okay, these are some really cool things. So anyway, I'm Houston Curtis for Card Sharp, and remember, stay sharp, stay card sharp. I'll see you next time, guys.
Cardsharp.com.
All right, first of all, get your hands on the Unreal Work Volume 2 by Jason England and Paul Wilson. Paul's seconds and thirds trick is just amazing. You will love it, I guarantee it. On that same video, make sure and check out the second deal tips by Jason England. Jason gives you some really good practice tips for the strike second deal. Then the 451 stack by Jack Carpenter is one of my favorites. It can be found on the All-In video from Penguin Magic, I believe. And then all the second deal tutorials that Jason has done on Theory 11 are great. You should definitely check those videos out. And lastly, I'll send you on a little journey to seek out Call to Colors, a classic trick, I believe first created by Bill Simon. It was on Drawing Room Deceptions by Guy Hollingsworth. Martin Nash has done a version. Great trick that uses the second deal. Check that out and have fun with all this, guys. See you soon.